I'm back to the 4-4 shit. I've been beefing with this nigga, yeah. All that shit I'm saying on Twitter is about this nigga. All that shit. I've been beefing with this nigga. I text him and Ian in the group chat. This nigga been playing with me all your side, but I want to show him that I'm able to come here and work. It's not about Freeze. I know you have said it had nothing to do with Freeze. I wasn't even thinking about Freeze. It's this nigga right here. He know, but I'm respecting it because I came here to work. I want to work. I just want to get straight to the point. Let's get to it because that's what he expects. They expect me to go off the rail, come here and fuck shit up. Not doing it. I'm doing it in a different way, nigga. Because they're not going to send me to the projects.
Yo, come on.
Hey, y'all saw that? Y'all saw that?
It was always, because there's so much shit that me and Rory kind of just like ignored and was like, man, we don't care. But people don't know that. It's easy to say, oh, they salty. They mad. If you think I'm salty or mad, bro, cool. And anybody that knows me, they be like, nigga, are you even human? Because you emotionless. You don't give a fuck about nothing. So I'm definitely not going to care if, we getting money and I feel like, damn, we getting done.
We talking reckless for a living, let's be real. What's good, Elevators? This your boy Elevation back with another JBP Elevated, where we break down everything happening on the Joe Budden podcast on and off the mic. And listen, Flip wasted zero time. I mean zero. He came back swinging, broke that fourth wall instantly, and you could tell he'd been waiting to get that off his chest. But hold up, it felt like he was low-key trying to clean up a little mess too, because he's been on what I wouldn't call a full rant, but definitely a mini vigilante run on Twitter, throwing slick shots about Joe and situations involving him and Ice. He's framing it like his commentary, using Joe as the backdrop. But let's not play dumb. When he talks about tension, he means it, because from what it sounds like, Joe basically told him, stay home for this one. Not fired, not suspended, just not needed. And that hits different when you're used to pulling up whenever you want. Joe said he's pivoting, going in another direction, and when he mentioned on JBP Rewind about planting his foot and making a hard left, all I could think was, that's about Flip. Because Joe knows exactly what Flip used to bring to that pod, and I'm starting to see what people mean about the energy shift, but we'll get there. Anyway, Flip started speaking on the tension between him, Ian, and Joe, and then boom, out of nowhere, he fires a shot. He says he's going to play his role because he's not trying to get sent to the gulag or back to the Jets. Wait, what? Now I'm not even tapped into everything trending, so I start scrolling Twitter, checking YouTube, and sure enough, Patreon comments are screaming, this about Melissa. He's talking about Melissa. I'm like, hold up, let me see what's going on over there. So I check her Instagram and she's shoveling slow. And to the casual eye, yeah, I guess you could assume it's some kind of project setting, but I wouldn't buy in that narrative, especially since he mentioned an Infinity truck. And I'm like, that's a Genesis, those aren't cheap. Genesis as a brand is actually on the rise, let's not act clueless. So I keep scrolling. Then I see her doing this little dance walk clip, you know the type, and I can see how somebody might twist that into a narrative about the setting. Quick side note though, I haven't really seen or heard much about Melissa unless it's clips about how she was treated on the Joe Budden podcast. I'm not hearing buzz about her current show, especially now that award season for podcasters is over. I've seen the YouTube views, but I wasn't focused on that. Then I spot more comments saying, did y'all see Rory and Math Hoffa? I'm like, huh? No, I didn't. So of course I slide over there, and sure enough, they finally speaking on the situation, and let's just say a lot was said. That interview? Yeah, it said a lot, and y'all already know how I give it up. The real deep dive is on Patreon because I've got way more layered thoughts on this, but let me hit the main pressure points right here. Math straight up said he'd need to have a conversation with Joe before even thinking about doing content together again. Wait, what? That alone tells you the door isn't fully closed, but it's definitely not wide open either. Now here's the Mass Hoffa connection that clicked for me after watching the entire interview, and listen to this. When you look at that barbershop setup, it's clearly a step down from the space he used to have. The camera work was shaky too, and I saw people in the comments comparing it to The Office mixed with Blair Witch vibes. That's when it hit me. If you remember, there was talk of Flip, Math Hoffa, and Joe linking for that big Potter House move, a triumphant collab. So yeah, I can absolutely see how all of this could tie together behind the scenes. Either way, Flip came back shooting, and now everybody's focused on the joke he cracked, the whole Jets line. He's not trying to go back to the Jacks. Let's be clear, Flip is not going back anywhere like that. But what's wild is how we're laughing past the real headline. There's still tension between him, Joe, and Ian. That part didn't magically disappear. And let me say this about Joe. Some people think he's taking shots at reactors like us, but that doesn't add up. He collaborates with reactors way too much to be sneak dissing his own ecosystem. Others think he's aiming at other big podcasters or rappers turned podcasters, but I don't buy that either. Joe's the type to say your name if he means you. He's not subtle when he doesn't respect you. So what's left? The only logical conclusion is he's addressing in-house friction. And peep this, Flip wasn't in the JBP Rewind clips. That's not random. They already had other episodes lined up, sure, but I noticed Mona in there, and that absence speaks louder than anything that was actually said. I saw Ish, I saw Ice, I saw the whole lineup. Of course Mark was there too. I didn't catch Parks, and I definitely did not see Flip. Now somebody might jump in and say Parks popped up. Cool, but I'm telling you right now, Flip was nowhere in sight, and here he is saying there's still tension. Why though? Why would there still be smoke in the air? That's interesting. Now, quick sidebar. I dropped a video on Jess Hilarious and her thoughts about the Netflix deal, and then I brought up the Prize Picks situation. Well, guess what? They clearly re-upped because there was a brand new ad read and they sounded real happy delivering that check. So yeah, Elevation 0, JBP 1. I'll take that. Shout out to y'all for calling me out on it too. I respect it. But anyway, I need y'all in the comments. Is this serious? Is Flip really beefing with them, or is this just content seasoning? Is he just hyped to be back in the mix? Somebody pointed out that venture he was doing with Ian Dunlap, traveling city to city, filming that reality-style rollout, and they're saying the trailer disappeared. I haven't verified it yet, but I will. And now he's talking about not wanting to get sent to the gulag. Hold up, what is actually going on behind the curtain? And here's another layer. I saw people saying maybe he wasn't talking about Melissa at all. Maybe it was Mona. Because if you peeped it, he didn't shout her out on 2 episodes she should have been acknowledged. Not the main episode, not the Patreon, not once. That's silence, that's loud. So now we got Mel, Math, Mona, the Triple M theory. Either way, they're kicking off 2026 with fireworks. Joe's rolling out new content. Flip is clearly trying to secure his seat at the table, and he's making it known he's willing to play ball again. But Flip, listen, I'm starting to see what people mean. There were barely any ISO moments from you. I take screenshots throughout the show, and it was tough finding clips where you were leading a segment solo. That's telling. I get playing safe, but sometimes playing too safe still gets you cut, especially when you're the one constantly saying you don't want to get released. Anyway, y'all sound off below. Like the video if you rock with it, subscribe if you haven't, and if you have, you already know the vibes. You already know what I'm about to say. Head over to the Patreon. I'm diving way deeper into this Mel, Rory, and Joe situation because things got spicy on the Math Hoffa show. But one thing I'll say right now, Joe and Math Hoffa are never doing content together again. And honestly, we probably should have known that when Joe first started throwing shots at him over that Mio situation.